Hello, everybody. Yes, it is festive holiday time, and boy, what a change in the markets. Boy, 4 hours ago, and those of you that are up all night like I am, an insomniac following the markets, you would have seen that things were looking pretty dismal, and then we get some halfway decent inflation data. I wouldn't even say that it was over the top good, but better than expected inflation data. And one of the Fed heads, Austin Goolsbee, speaks, and voila, we go from S&Ps down 50 points to up. What are we up? 110 points right now. This is an unbelievable move. I don't want to say it's unprecedented, but this is an unbelievable move. Now, we thought it would be busy today being triple witching, meaning that you've got expiration of futures, expiration of options, expiration of options on futures. So typically the triple witch, which happens quarterly, March, June, September, December, is a busier day, can be more volatile. Today, $6.5 trillion worth of options expiring today. Okay, so I guarantee you, just as we probably have had some positions today that have gone from not looking so good to much better, in the entire option space, option world, there has been a massive transfer of wealth today. Now, Triple Witch, you get the trifecta. Me and Charlie and Mike, we are all here. Before I bring them in, which I'm going to do in just a moment here. Okay, what do you guys think of that graphic, by the way? Hopefully you all like that. I got to look at the comments here. There we go. Hopefully you guys like that. Before I bring them in, I just want to do a quick follow-up, a quick continuation from what we were looking at yesterday with backwardation, contango, and show you how things shifted so quickly, literally in one day. Okay, remember yesterday we went through the VIX futures complex, okay, and we saw that the VIX futures, the spot, okay, was way higher, much more expensive than going out in the future, and we saw that kind of inverted curve. Okay, this is as of about 5 minutes ago, guys, so it may not be up to date by the minute here, but this is about 5 minutes ago. Okay, you can see spot VIX has just taken such a dive here, and now we're back from backwardation to contango, where even though it's not a steep curve going forward here, it is an upward sloping curve. And in fact, remember this graph that we looked at yesterday, guys, which you can get on the CBOE website? The one on top here is the VIX term structure today, where we are right now, where you can see a rising futures price compared to this one on the bottom, which we were looking at yesterday, where you could see the massive spike up in the spot volatility and then that inversion or that backwardation. Okay, so that literally just happened overnight, one day. All right, so I just wanted to bring that up. So with this big move today, guys, man, I was already writing the week ahead for, the newsletter over the weekend and talking about Powell being the Grinch and Santa's gone. And boy, all of a sudden the narrative changed. I'm not so sure that the market dynamics have really changed, but we will see. We will see. All right. I now want to bring in the two stars of the day, Mike and Charlie. So we're on this new platform here. Hopefully it looks so crystal clear to everybody here. You can let us know because we're actually trying out demoing this other platform. So if you guys could let us know how it's coming through, that would be great. But hopefully everybody sees Mike and Charlie right now.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. And Snoopy, of course. My holiday Snoopy here. So, what do you guys think reactions, guys? I mean, I was astounded. Like I said, we were talking offline right before this. I literally went out to walk the dogs. Okay, at about 10:45, and S&Ps were marginally green. They had rallied all the way back. They were marginally green. Literally, I came back 15 minutes later, and all hell had broken loose. The
Yep.
upside. What do you guys think? Have at it, guys. Mike, Charlie.
Oh,
Didn't hear what you had said though.
what were we looking at?
Man, Charlie, you look so engaged.
I was trying to figure out what you were saying there, and then you just blinked out. Listen,
I was asking what you guys thought of the move today. Why we're moving like besides that, it's just okay. We're getting some back from yesterday.
Yeah. I think that really is a primary reason. I also think that triple witching and zero DTE days is a big cause and effect because, names like MSTR, APP, Tesla, early leaders, and then pretty much everything started following suit. And, once the NASDAQ and SPY turned green, it was just like kind of that, let's go.
Yep.
And I'm sure everybody was just buying, and it just hasn't stopped. Even at this moment, we're just holding at highs and not giving away any of the gains. So,
there must have just been a massive amount of shorts that literally got just wiped out.
Just wiped out.
Because it happened so fast.
Yeah, 100,000%.
Yeah.
It was way too easy for the bulls today.
Fast. Well, you know what? I see something in the chat here. Mike, I'm just going to put you on the spot right here.
Sure.
Somebody's saying, hey, Mikey, how's your portfolio doing this year? I heard you crushed it last year.
I did crush it last year. It is a lighter crush this year. This has been a tougher market to trade. It's when you look at it over the long term, and since I don't trade in the long term, but if you look at it in the long term, you're like, oh, well, this is obvious. You just buy at the beginning of the year and you sell at the end of the year.
Right.
It's been a bumpy type of ride, and I like to refer to the flow.
Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry, everyone. Been a little.
I like to refer to the flow of trade, and it really hasn't been that type of trade. It's been very choppy and very hard in the short term to stay in things for very long. Now we're still doing great. I don't know if you want me to throw out numbers, but I always set myself. You always want to set goals, and I'm a little bit shy of that. So I last 3 years, we've been up over 200%, and I'm a little bit below that, and I don't know if I can be able to bang out another 10% or so.
I think you should just pack it in for the rest of the year and call it a day and come back next year.
And I will say, because of that choppy nature, I've been trading half to 2/3 of my normal allocation just because it's been so hard. So when you get these choppy markets, you kind of you have to tighten things up because you can't hold on to things for very long unless in a specific name. You get a runner one way or the other, then certainly. But in the index options, it's been very hard, and it's been certainly successful. But I would say that my win to loss ratio is way above where it normally is, but the amount made per trade has been a little bit less, and so that's where that translates to. But that's where you have to adapt to the market that you're in and not just be bullheaded about it.
Absolutely. It's never a one size fits all. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right. What I want everybody to do is we're going to do a rapid fire here, guys. So really what I want everybody to do is just put some stocks that you want us to review. Mike, Charlie, myself, whoever it is. Okay. And let's do, not just a year-end review, but if there's something you're really interested in for how we're looking now, especially, again, things are so different than if we would have been hosting this at 9 o'clock this morning, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm not so sure the fundamentals have changed. However, it is what it is. So let's get going with that right now. Okay, I'm gonna try and grab everything, and I'm just gonna assign them. First one goes to Charlie. GE, General Electric.
So let me present, right? Let's see if I can do this right. What am I looking at? There you go. Sharing that
We're
screen.
all getting used to this new platform here, guys. So you probably see my screen right now, but Charlie is, there we go. Bingo. Now Charlie's is up there. Giddy up.
Okay, so General Electric, let's take a look. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. It's getting laggy. I was just looking at all the tickers that were coming in. General Electric right now is moving up very nicely, slicing up through the 200-day moving average. You have to be very careful that this old support level, which was a double bottom, doesn't become resistance. If it does, that's probably going to be the point where buyers get squeezed back down. Kind of need to get above this 174 for the road to recovery. It's been on a pretty sustained drop. Now, looking back, in terms of accumulation, this has been a big point for the calendar year where a lot of volume over the last 6 months have come in near this range. So it's not too surprising, especially with the recent bounce from 2 days ago that's leading to this rise. Short-term recovering above the 200 EMA, so that's really important. That's showing a lot of strength for the stock near term, but I'd say right around this 170, 171 price range is a very important threshold for this stock to recover and remain above. Failure to do so means it's probably working its way back down at least to 166, 160. Recovery probably means 176 to 178 near term. Home run recovery is back towards 184. So it's a wait and see, but more bearish than bullish.
There you have it. Mike Shorr, AMD.
AMD. Ugh.
Ugh.
All right. So I got a bigger chart up here. I know my charts. AMD. AMD's been the one that you always, well, at least I'm always rooting for. And what we see here is we have this swing low that we took out here. And I would think that at the very least we need to get back above that. What is that? 122.5 or so. It stopped going down. I don't see anything bullish about it other than it's so low. Earnings were a disaster that continued to get worse, and it really just has not recovered. I would like the market to do a little bit for me in showing me that it's just stopping going down because like I said, we've taken out these early August lows. Maybe if we get back up in here and then your first part of resistance is going to be up there at 132.87. And then, like Charlie said, that home run would probably be back up to the 50, which is that blue line here. But right now, I don't see a sign of recovery. I see maybe that the bleeding has stopped, but we don't know where the bleeding is yet to come from. So it would be. I'm not bearish on it. I just can't be bearish on it. But I just don't have enough evidence to see anything of an upturn just yet.
Yeah, personally, I think this. I was on Schwab Network yesterday, and I was talking about AMD, and I think there is more upside than there is downside here. But there's not really a good reason to be bullish yet, other than, like you said, boy, the stock has just been the laggard of all laggards.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take the next one. I'm going to take Amgen. Okay, Amgen, since that news came out, which was about a month ago or so. Okay. It has been in a steady decline and leveling off. This area right here is super important. This 260-ish area, I'll call it. 260 to 262. The reason that I think that it is so incredibly important is because I wish my drawing tool would work here, but it's not. If you can see going back, kind of, this is almost 2 years ago, January of 2023, that was some resistance there. And then you put in back again here, this was August of 2023, this consolidation right in that same area. And then it held as support here back in April of this year. And so we're right there right now. If it can't hold there, if Amgen can't hold there, we're probably looking at a run down to the 230-ish level or so. I don't know, just like with AMD, that I find a real big reason to be bullish yet, other than, that's this 260-ish area is a pretty critical one. For me, I probably would stay away from it, quite honestly. However, because of where implied volatility is right now, which you can see it is really, really cheap in Amgen, this could set up for a great time for a potential like double calendar strangle swap position, where if you don't care which way it moves and you just think it's going to make a big move, whether it breaks down through that or rallies back, this could be a time to get in on something like that because option premium is so cheap. All right, guys, before we go to Charlie, hang on. All right, guys, special wheel today. We got holiday for the wheel here. And then, Charlie, I'll give you a heads up. You can get ready and look at UNH coming up after people digest the wheel and get holiday up on the chat. And they have already started coming in. All right. We will come back to Groucho shortly. Right now, we're going to go to Charlie and UNH.
I don't know how to get back to my screen.
Just click on it. There, I just did it for you. Now you're on.
Thanks. So full disclosure, I don't ever follow stocks like GE or UNH. I do want to point out with AMD, 116 is a very important price to watch for those that don't know as well. It's an old support level. If we go back to the weekly chart as well, you're going to notice that AMD is rapid. If I could get, there's just a lot of lag on my PC right now because of this. But if we could go back and look on the weekly chart, which is really important because AMD is in uncharted territory, we are rapidly approaching the 200 SMA on the weekly, old swing low level. It wouldn't surprise me to see it bounce from this threshold. In relation to AMGN, the NVO news could be a catalyst. So we could actually see volatility in names like AMGN and LLY spike up near term. So definitely worth watching. AI is long AMGN right now. And hopefully we'll get a nice little rally. At UNH, I pointed this out. People were asking me, there's a old kind of drawn out, it's a fairly sustained kind of a distribution / demand accumulation level from institutions. It was right around 475. It was similar to AMD, right around 132. AMD lost that threshold and worked its way down. So for me, if UNH doesn't hold 475, what was the downside? I said 440 would be somewhere in the picture. There is a case to be made to buy into the names like UNH, Cigna, CVS. For me, I don't think that UNH is going to get any sort of really strong reversal until they name a new CEO. That has to be the catalyst, in my opinion. And even then, the question is, can they recover above 534? 534 is that 200-day moving average. I think the eventual idea is that this stock can recover above 550 here and work its way towards 570. But, this is a real dangerous game to play. Volatility is really spiked up. That bounce and hold at that threshold is pretty nice. They're holding the linear regression channel. Shout out to Howard Greenberg for teaching me that indicator. RSI is pretty much at their 52-week lows right now. So that's also pointing to the timing effect of a reversal. the question is, there's so much news and uncertainty surrounding the stock. I don't know if technicals and I don't know if, previous history really matters, because it's a totally different circumstance the stock is reacting and behaving to. So I'd say 475 is a really important threshold. Any recovery above 500, which is where it struggled here over the last few days, to get above is pretty critical. And then, of course, what happens at 534, that's going to go a long way with how the stock either is going to recover long-term back towards 570 or work its way back down to 475 or lower.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Mike Shorr, you ready to do some Palo Alto?
Sure.
All right.
Let me get it up here. All right. Palo Alto, PNW, another fan favorite of mine. Okay. So obviously a clear bullish pattern along with the rest of the market. So these are the type of names in this market. If you believe that we are, in fact, not the bottom is not going to fall out of this market. I don't think that it is. These are the types that you want to look for. Now we've lost this 50-day moving average. We got a little bit above it. If we can get above that, and then maybe look at an hourly for a swing breakout, you got a little bit of resistance here at 196 and change, and then you're looking at 207 quarter. So these I was speaking on Schwab this morning. This is, if you're a believer in the market, this is where you get your holiday wish list out on stocks that you really, you're chasing. You finally have at least something where the bottom of the downshift channel did get pushed down a little bit here. So I would want to see a settle above this 50-day moving average, and then going into the early part of next week and see what happens there. But you do have a decent amount of room to the upside. Your next support level after that is going to be at 178 and change. So it's a little bit better than a 50-50 reward to risk, in my opinion. But you also have the 100-day moving average, which we've only gotten below right before earnings back in, get my phone out of the way, in August. So I love the name. It's not screaming bullish to me, but it's at least at somewhat of a value here. So get above that 50, and I think that you have something there.
There you have it. All right. Before we kind of start to wrap this thing up here, let's get this up on the board one more time here, everybody.
Happy holiday.
Yeah, it's all good. There we go. Okay, last chance, guys. Last chance for the wheel here. And yes, like Robert DB said, please smash that like button, everybody. Smash that like button. Helps us out tremendously. All right, 5 more seconds for Groucho, and then I'm going to take a look at one. And while we're waiting for that to come up, we all, Charlie, Mike, myself, everybody here at Prosper, we all really appreciate all of you. We do this for 2 reasons. We do this because we love to trade, and we do this because we love to educate and teach. And it really, we get up every morning and look forward to what we're going to do. I know I do. I think I speak for Mike and Charlie as well. Okay. And working with you guys and seeing, the success that our students can really come through and learn and just grow and be successful in this business makes us feel really good. That's why we're here doing this. So now that all that good sappy stuff is out of the way, I'm going to take CrowdStrike, and we're going to get the wheel prepared for you. CrowdStrike, ever since the debacle back here in July when all systems went offline, and I think it was Delta Airlines was the big one, ever since that, it has clawed its way back. It has really made its way back, right back up to those highs. Come off there a little bit, just as some of the other stocks in the market, but I really think that this sector is going to be top notch for 2025 and beyond. CrowdStrike is, to me, probably best in class in the sector. So I like it. The fact that it's coming down here and really consolidating recently, I think is a good thing. I'd love to see it trade down a little bit further by this 50-day moving average here. But even above that here in this 342 to 345 area, there's really decent support. So right here, 360-ish, whatever, I probably don't want to do anything. If it does pare back a little bit, I want to be long it. That's what I have to say. Guys, we really appreciate everybody, all of your input, supporting us through this venture of ours. We are going, just so everybody knows, we will be dark next week. Some vacation time, holiday time for us, for all of you. We will not be doing Market Minds next week. We'll pick it up following week there. But again, we couldn't do this without all you guys. So we truly, truly appreciate all of your support, and keep telling people about us, guys. Let's spread the love. Mike Clark, do we have a wheel? Because I want to do well, you know what? It's triple witching. We're gonna, in a trifecta, we're gonna have 3 winners on the wheel today.
Right.
All right, and there we go. There's the wheel. Let's get this. And we even changed the wheel colors for today, guys. We've got some holiday wheel colors on the wheel here. So let's get to it. Wow, this thing is filled. I almost can't read the names on there. It's filled so much. All right, first one is for Mike Shorr. Let's get the Mike Shorr spin going here.
All right.
We are in business. Mike Shorr's winner is Maria or James? Maria, are you in the house? Maria, are you in the house? I always say you got to be
my dear friends.
You got to be in it to win it.
Maria. Appreciate you, Gary.
Calling Maria. Oh, no, Maria. Oh, no. Say it isn't so. Everybody else here is not going to be upset. Oh, there she is.
Maria.
There she
All
is.
right. Winner number 1 in the books. Number 2 goes to Mr. Charlie Moon. Let's give it a whirl. Kent, John, who's it going to be? John Gebhardt.
Oh, John G. What up, baby?
Are you in the house, John Gebhardt? Come on, John. Are you in the house?
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Oh, John. Oh, busted.
There he is. What up, John?
Oh, he's always in the house. All right. All right.
Goodness worry.
And third and final.
My phone.
All right. Let's do it. James Robert. Who's it going to be? James Helene? Don't want to mispronounce the name.
Let's go, James.
Are you here, James? Me too, Zora. My absolute favorite. As you can see, I've got the sweatshirt. My whole entire office is in Cubs and Snoopy.
I got my pups right here. I got my Snoopies right here.
Bingo. James, are you in the house? James, come on. Mike Clark, can you?
Yeah. What's up, James?
Yeah,
all right.
All right, Maria,
Everybody.
John, James, send me an email. Mike Clark, can you put it in the chat, please?
Oh,
Send us an email.
numbers. Let's go.
prosperswag@prospertrading.com. Your size and a shipping address. All right. And we will get that out to you. And again, everybody, there we go. Thank you very much. From Charlie, Mike, myself, and all of us here at Prosper, Mike Clark is behind the scenes here, guys. You never see him, on, like, if you're watching Monday Night Football and sometimes they'll pan to one of the cameramen or something and show you the people behind the scenes. Well, Mike Clark is behind the scenes for us, running all of this for us. He's down on the floor with me when I get to be down on the floor. So, Mike, thank you to you. But all of you, thank you for making this a great 2024. Again, we will be dark next week. We'll pick it up afterwards, and we really appreciate all of you. Mike, Charlie, thank you, gentlemen, for being here today. Everybody, have an amazing weekend and an amazing, amazing holiday. See you, everybody.
Very much the same.
See ya.
See you, everybody.